Now, Washington Mornings on the Mall. 105.9 FM. And AM 630. WMAL.
Good morning, everybody. It's 7:37 on WMAL, where Washington comes to talk, and all of Washington is talking about one thing this morning, and that's how good the Redskins looked yesterday in their season debut down in New Orleans. Joining us on the line now is Trevor Matich, who comes in and helps us sort of deconstruct the game, and not a lot to deconstruct here, Trevor, because it was a pretty good game.
It was astonishing. When you look at before the game, if someone were to say to you that one of the quarterbacks, either Drew Brees, the All-Pro from the Saints, or the Redskins rookie RG3, one of them would complete 46% of his passes, throw 2 interceptions, and lose the game. The other one would complete 73% of his passes, throw no interceptions, score 40 points, and win the game. Which one would you think would be which?
Yeah, I mean, not having seen the game, I would have guessed it the other way around. But having seen the game, I know the answer. It was astonishing.
Yeah, it really was. And what impressed me most was the mental makeup of RG3. Physically, he was fantastic. But when he was under pressure, he responded to the pressure instead of reacting to the pressure. A lot of times a rookie who is athletic will feel pressure, pull the ball down, and take off running and just try to avoid tacklers. But you could see the thought process of RG3. Sometimes when he was under pressure, he threw the ball anyway and took the hit. Sometimes he chose to move away from the pressure and then throw the ball. Sometimes he chose to pull the ball down and run. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like every time it was a chosen response and not just a knee-jerk reaction by a rookie.
Yeah. So now, was they really that good, or were the Saints that bad?
You know, I would like to think that the Saints were just that bad. But the thing is, the Saints are not far removed from a Super Bowl championship. Mm-hmm. The Saints' offense is one of the most explosive in the NFL. The Redskins had a punt blocked and returned for a touchdown, which almost always leads to a loss in the NFL. The Saints were at home, and all those things put together tell me that the Redskins overcame great odds. They didn't just beat a bad team. Now, having said that, the Saints are not even close to being the best defense that the Redskins will face.
Sure.
But overall, as a team, the Saints are very, very good.
What did you think about the Shanahans and the play calling? I thought it was interesting, especially in the first series. They gave Griffin very short dropbacks. He was getting the ball quickly out of his hands, maybe to get him in a rhythm. But they allowed him to do just about everything. Run the ball, as you said, read defenses, sticking the ball in the running back's stomach and then taking it out, and also throwing deep. They gave him basically free reign yesterday.
Brian, I loved the play calling early because you're right. They did not show much called quarterback runs in the preseason. The Saints expected it, and they showed it to them early. Also, the first 6 passes of the Redskins were at or behind the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. He'd throw it out to the wide receiver on the right, on the sideline, or on the line of scrimmage, then to the left, then to the right, then to the left. And the Saints began to come up. Then the 7th pass was the first time they threw it beyond the line of scrimmage, and that was the 88-yard catch-and-run touchdown pass to Pierre Garçon. They set him up, and then they burned him.
All right, it's one game, right? It's one game, but it was a very impressive game, and I don't care who you are, when you have a quarterback rating of almost 140, that's a pretty good job. Does this change your point of view of RG3 for this season?
It validates our hopes and my hopes. One thing that he was impressive on in college was that he was so calm under pressure, and he had such a quick release. So the first question was, would he be calm in preseason games and show that physical quick release and accuracy? And he was. But the truth is that nothing he did or nothing he faced in the preseason from those defenses was anything like what he faced against the Saints in the regular season here. Because in the preseason, NFL defenses looked very much like college defenses. Very vanilla, not a lot of disguises, not a lot of exotic coverages or blitzes. But when the regular season hits, all that changes. And so the question was, how would Robert Griffin III respond to the upgrade in mental challenge coming from the defense? And he responded very well. The physical side was also very impressive because there were plays in this game, important plays, that Robert Griffin called playground football, where he looked at one guy, he was covered, the next guy was covered, but out of the corner of his eye, he spotted somebody else, and with pressure coming, he just flicked that ball out there. And that's because of his quick release, he's able to do that.
All right, so everybody agrees, RG3, great game. We have great hope for him as a quarterback. But the thing I saw also was it's very balanced. I mean, he was spreading it around. He has some targets. He has people who can catch the ball. He's got Fred Davis out there. These are the things that I think it's the culmination of the fact you got RG3 and you've actually got some talent out there.
Rookie running back Alfred Morris.
Don't forget him. He's awesome.
Yeah, how many times in this game did we see a receiver catch the ball, break a tackle, and then make a lot of yards after the catch running with it? I mean, that hasn't happened here consistently for a long, long time. And so you're right, Brian. The playmakers around him are a bit of a revelation as well. He only completed 19 passes in this game, but he threw the ball to 8 different receivers.
Exactly.
8 guys had catches. And think about this. You talk about the rookie, Alfred Morris, at running back. This is just one game. The Saints don't have the best defense in the world, but the Superdome is one of the most difficult places for any NFL team to play on the road. The Redskins had their rookie running back, Alfred Morris, have one of the best performances by a rookie running back in an NFL season opener in the history of the NFL, along with names like Marshall Faulk and Billy Sims, guys that are in the Hall of Fame or on the way, LaDainian Tomlinson. The Redskins had their rookie quarterback, RG3, have one of the best performances by a rookie quarterback in a season opener in the history of the NFL. And that is phenomenal performance. And by the way, give credit to the offensive line for hanging together and allowing that to happen.
And before I let you go, hey, the defense, I mean, I know that 32 points was the final for the Saints, but still, that's a tough team to stop. And anytime you hold Drew Brees under 50% and pick him off twice, I mean, that's an outstanding game for a defense.
Credit Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator. They didn't run zone coverage at all. Drew Brees is a master at getting receivers in between zones and then slicing the ball into those windows. So the Redskins didn't play zone. They played man all game. They were very aggressive with that man coverage so that there were very small windows to throw to. And then they blitzed. Different exotic blitzes. Different kinds of support for the man coverage. Every time it seemed Drew Brees and his receivers and the offensive line had a different problem to have to solve, and they weren't quite sure what the problem will be until they confronted it. And so there was a brilliant defensive game plan, but as much as that, the secondary did a great job doing it physically.
And we can all book our hotel rooms for February, right, down in New Orleans?
Oh, yeah, the next 5 Super Bowls in a row. No problem at all. Just put it down.
Trevor Matich, it's always good to have you in. Thank you so much for joining us.